Good morning. I am Heidi with Modern Bygone Crafts, and I am here today to update you on my crafting adventures for the last couple weeks, actually. So, I didn't do a video last week because it was a holiday, and I decided I didn't want to get up super early in the morning, and so I chose to sleep in with my family. And I did that week. I was super excited because I did finish all of my swatches for the level 1 or module 1 of the basics course. Those are the last of the swatches that I needed to do. I got them all done on Sunday morning of last weekend. And so, Saturday. I got them done on Saturday. And so I was super excited. I was like, yay, by the time I do my video today, it'll be done, and I'll be done with all of the written portion, and they'll all be blocked, and I'll be able to say, all right, I'm mailing out module 1 this weekend. Yay! That didn't happen. On Sunday, my hand got injured, and it is now infected, and I am on day 5 of pretty heavy duty antibiotics. I have some of my finger movement back. I can move these 3 fingers fairly easily. I still cannot really move my middle finger on my right hand. The swelling is starting to go down, so you can see how swollen it is. On Monday, Tuesday, you couldn't even see knuckles. It was very, very swollen. So I have not been able to craft anything for like almost a week. It's kind of killing me inside. And I couldn't move forward with my module 1 projects because all of my ends need to be sewn in. It's my least favorite, so I put it off to the end because I'm an adult. So all of my ends on all of the swatches need to be sewn in. I still need to write out my tags for all of my swatches, and so for your tags you have to write down what your swatch is, what you used needle-wise, yarn-wise, things like that. And then on the back you have to put your name and your address and all of that. So I need to write all of those out, which I am right-handed and cannot write. I can't hold a pen. I can hold a nice fat dry erase marker, so I can write on a dry erase board. So thankfully my job has not been impacted as much as it could have been. And we are teaching entirely online, so I'm able to do most of my work online. I cannot type. I'm doing hunt and peck one-handed, and a trackpad is super fun with one functional hand. So I can't type, so I haven't answered the remaining questions or written my introduction letter. So hopefully by next week, I will have the full use of my hand back, and I will be able to say, yay, it's all ready to be mailed, and my ends are sewn in, and my tags are written, and my questions are answered, and I'm ready to mail it all in and be done with module 1. That's the goal anyways. I've made a lot of progress on my color block sleeveless top. So as you can see, I've got, I don't know, what's that? Probably about 6 inches of the body done now in the one color. This sea foam green color, that skein is almost completely out. I think I'll probably get maybe 2 more rows of that, and then I've decided to move on to this variegated blue. I'm not sure how much, let's see if we can get my light to move here. I'm not sure how much you can see of the different colorings in there. The variegation is nice and subtle, So I'm hoping that I don't have giant pools of different colors. I love variegated yarn in the skein. I think they're beautiful and I love all the colors, and I generally will end up purchasing them because they're pretty. And then I get them and then I sit down and go to work them up into something, and I hate how they pool. So I love them on socks. I love variegated yarn on socks. For some reason, the pooling doesn't bother me on socks, but on hats and scarves and larger items with the worsted weight yarns and things like that, the pooling generally annoys me. So I need to look into how to do planned pooling, I suppose. But hopefully this will not end up with big, ugly pooling areas. And if it does, I'll rip it out and use a different color. Because that's the beauty of knitting. You don't like how it's coming out? Take it apart. It's all good. Comes apart. Nice and easy. So it is Friday of our first week back in full remote learning. And so I am back teaching, and my whiteboard is behind my head here. I'm back teaching in my workroom here and working with my students on full remote. I can function as a full remote teacher. I am an effective teacher full remote. But for the socioeconomic area that I live in, full remote is really difficult for many of our families. And so it's that part of it is frustrating. The lack of consistent technology, internet and access, and things like that. It's hard. And I work with an age group that is able to stay home alone because they're old enough. And so parents often are leaving them to be in charge of their own learning and getting up in the morning and things like that, because the parents are still having to go to work because they still need to support themselves. And so I don't get as many students in my 9 a.m. class as I do in my 10 a.m. class. And also a lot of my students are responsible for younger siblings and getting them on their learning and helping them with their learning and helping them with their technology. It's just, the families are doing the best that they can with what they have. And I think that's kind of a theme for everybody. So anyways, back to craftiness. The last few swatches, the first module in the basics course, I'm just trying to untangle my ends here so I can actually show you some of the swatches. The focus in the first module is on increases. And so each one of these swatches uses different increases to be able to show how those increases look in your finished work, and be able to decide based on how those increases work which one is going to be the best for the project that you're using. So there's a couple of them, like this one here is a pretty invisible increase. I mean, you can kind of see along the edge line where it's at here, but there's no open holes or gaps or anything like that. Whereas, the yarn over obviously leaves very visible holes within the swatch. And so, if you're going to use yarn overs, you want to work them in such a way that they're going to be part of your pattern and be something that embellishes your pattern and makes it look nicer rather than just random holes at the side of your work. So, I'm pretty happy with how all of them turned out. The only one that I'm not real happy with, and that one's not on the boards, it's in my binder because I already took it off the boards, and that's the swatch with the knit one, purl one ribbing. it did not block out as well as I had hoped that it would. So I'm trying to decide if I want to redo that swatch. Let's see if I can set this down. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. My knit one, purl one never comes out nicely. And so you can see, so this is a knit 2 purl 2 rib, and you can see nice straight columns, nice division between my stitches. No, you know, it looks nice and neat. All the stitches are nice and straight. That's what they're supposed to look like. And then you pull out that knit 1 purl 1, and all of a sudden my stitches start looking like this. They're not nice and straight. They're stretched out and wonky. I have much better tension when I do a twisted rib, which means that you work through the back loop, and it pulls the stitch a little bit sideways. And for some reason, when I do the twisted rib, I end up with a much nicer looking rib. My columns are nice and straight and everything. But for the knit 1 purl 1, I just don't like how it looks. I don't like how it looks at all. So we'll see how my hand feels. I'll try and decide if I want to redo this one, or if I want to just send it in with the knowledge that either they'll have me redo that one, or just I know I need to practice knit 1 purl 1 more before I move on to the master's course, because I'm sure that they'll have me doing knit 1 purl 1 in the master's course, and they probably won't appreciate it if I replace it with a twisted rib. I really like the look of a twisted rib. Do I have? Oh, I do have it. Hang on. These are some fingerless mitts that I made a few months ago. And so you can see this is a twisted rib. And that's knit 1 purl 1. See how much nicer my tension is on that? Like, that's what a knit 1 purl 1 rib is supposed to look like. I don't know why I have to do it twisted. If I do it twisted, my tension comes out so nice and even on smaller areas, like on the thumb. Let's see if we get better light here. Nice and little short area, because it's not, I thought, well, I'm only doing this much of the rib, you know, maybe that's why I'm not getting into the rhythm of it. But even on nice, you know, shorter areas. But the twisted rib does give a lean. Like I said, it makes those stitches lean a little bit. And so, you know, you're working through the back of the stitch. And so it does change what it ends up looking like. But aren't these gorgeous? I finished these a couple of months ago. And oh, they're so nice and soft. And I love the twisted rib in knit 1 purl 1. I love how it turns out and how it, you know, works up. But for some reason, if I'm working the correct way for a knit 1 purl 1, I can't keep my tension. So hopefully, sorry about that. Evidently I forgot to turn off my alarm telling me that it's time to be done with YouTube and craft time is over and time to get ready for work and all that. So that's my time today. I hate knit 1 purl 1 rib. I should probably just redo that swatch. But I really want to send off. Everything else is done. Oh, I'll make a decision. I'll let you know what I did next week. How about that? Because hopefully I'll be able to craft again soon, because This is driving me crazy. I can't sew, I can't knit, I can't crochet. Been watching really trashy television instead. I need to get back to knitting. All right, everybody. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching my videos. If you enjoy the content and want to see how the rest of this all plays out and see how my adventure in knitting and eventually doing the Master Knitters program, how it all plays out, definitely keep following me. Hit that subscribe button, like the videos. I am on Facebook and Instagram at Modern Bygone, and I normally do post daily pictures every morning in my craft time of what I've been working on that day that's creative. And so if you want to see a little more up close process of my craft time and what I'm working on, then definitely follow me over on Instagram and or Facebook, and let me know in the comments if you'd like any more details or anything like that. I'll answer what I can. And I hope you have a wonderful week and enjoy your crafting time. I know that this is crunch time for most crafters. We're kind of panicking and going, finish all the Christmas presents. I am not doing Christmas presents this year, so I am not having that panic. I was thinking about doing Christmas presents. I was thinking about it. Thought, I could whip out a couple of hats and, just kind of put my other stuff on the side. And then I injured my hand. So I'm not doing craft projects for Christmas presents this year, which I'm a little sad about. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you bright and shiny early next Friday. All right. Bye, guys.